So my dude's Valk here, and today I'm going to be talking about Eula. Now you're going to be asking yourself, what can I possibly cover about Eula that I already haven't covered? And the question is, or the answer is to that question, I've already covered this. I just want to go over it and make a video dedicated to it because it's really important. Because it's going to kind of change everything as the meme goes. But no, actually it's going to be really, really important. Now, whenever I talk about this, it's going to be Eula's ult. Today's video, if you couldn't tell by the title, if you couldn't tell by everything I'm doing, it's going to be Eula's ult. We're going to be talking about it and why it's so impactful, why it's significant, and why it's going to be a big game changer. Now keep in mind, Eula is not going to be free to play heavy whenever you think in terms of her ult damage. Her ult damage is completely gated behind her C6. Is it fair? No. But it's what they decided to do because, in my opinion, the way MiHoYo makes characters is they make a character, they design it, and then they chop it up. And that's how they come up with certain characters. That's why at C6 you have a full character. So, that being said, by any means, is she going to be terrible at C0? No. Fizz DPS are extremely consistent. They're very, very strong. And with a Fizz DPS, you can always have reliable damage because nothing's immune to Fizz. Just Fizz is expensive in the fact that you need specific team counts around it to lower enemy resistances because that's the only way you're really going to be able to input damage, because whenever enemies like Ruin Guards have 70% Fizz res, you got to reduce it yourself, otherwise you're going to be dealing boo-boo damage no matter what you do. Other than that, Fizz is super consistent, goes against every enemy. It just is not good against like elemental reaction shields that you need, like Abyss Heralds or Abyss Mages. Other than that, Fizz is really, really good. So getting into her ult. Now, why is her ult significant? As you guys know, I've talked about it. Her ult summons a Lightfall Sword. It does one big slash, it summons a Lightfall Sword, and it starts stacking. You can generate up to 30 stacks, which is not possible without C6. But the important part of this, the most important part of all of this, is the fact that at level 13, even at level 10, it's 148.24% extra damage per stack. And then at level 13, you're looking at 188.43% damage per stack. Now, why is that significant? Well, let's just say you get about 30 stacks. That's around 6,500 damage. Now, this is the most extreme, and it's going to be a very rare situation where you can reach this. But the reason why it's significant is because this is pre-multipliers. This is a base multiplier. This is what your attack gets plugged into before it hits every other multiplier. So whenever you consider that, you can see how crazy the damage she's going to be able to do and how out of hand she's going to be able to get extremely quickly with enough investment and setup. Now, what do I think she's going to be able to do numbers-wise? I have no idea. We haven't seen anything like this in Genshin at all. This is absolutely ridiculous because the way it works, the way scaling works, and the way Genshin works. And then you're also going to be having to dip into negative resistances, which is something that she's going to be able to do very well. I have no idea how hard she's going to be able to hit with this. But the damage is there, the multipliers are insane. So I wanted to make a video drawing attention to this ult, because this ult is literally like insanity. The other thing is, because she's a stacking unit, as time goes on, as better units come out that can pair better with stacking units that give attack speed buffers, kind of like C2 Jean or Chongyun, as more units come out that are attack speed buffers, she's going to be more and more viable because it's going to be easier and easier to reach that 30 stack. As far as free to play, I don't know how high you guys are going to be able to get, but for people that are going to Mega Whale, not me, I'm free to play, Kappa, they're going to be able to potentially reach 30 stacks easier and easier, so this kind of makes her kind of future-proof as far as the DPS goes. The other thing I wanted to talk about with her ult is a lot of people seem to think that her ult is centralized around her kit. You gotta understand, the ult doesn't go off till after 7 seconds. If I pull out Fizz de Luke right now, which is a meme build, I can go kill a boss, like a regular mob, in 2 hits. Like 2 regular attacks. So how am I supposed to build up max ult stacks on regular mobs? You're not going to. You don't need to worry about ER because you're not going to ult against anything other than bosses. And whenever you ult against a boss, that thing's going to die. It's going to literally explode. So you don't need to worry about ER as much as people are stressing it with Eula. I would not worry about ER at all because you are going to ult very, very, very rarely. Like, you are not going to ult often because you're just going to walk out to regular enemies, you're going to go bop, bop, and it's dead. And that's how Eula's going to work. Anyways, yeah, that's basically all I have to say about her ult and why her ult's ridiculous, and hopefully this helps some of you guys like gear your builds towards away from it. I still want to test to see if Noblesse is going to work. I have no idea, but I don't think it's going to. Once again, I'm more than welcome to be wrong, but yeah, I just don't think it will. If it works, that might be a good option to look into if you want to centralize around the ult, because 20% ult damage is bonus damage, but it also, I don't really think there's a reason to run Noblesse whenever you could just run, like, you know, Pale Flame or Bloodstain or something like that and get 25% more Fizz since it's Fizz and she's going to scale super hard with Fizz. I don't know. Anyways, let me know what you all think about her ult in the comment section below. This video is dedicated solely to her ult because her ult is that insane. And also, like I said, do not stress the ER. You're not going to need it. Anyways, thank you all for watching as always. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.